Welcome into late night baseball as the season has ended. We all look forward to the MVP, the Cy Young, Manager of the Year, all the fun awards that us baseball fans really get into. But you know what? Here at Late Night Baseball, we like to do things just a little bit different. Your Cal Rowleys, your Aaron Judges, your Tarek Skubals, they get all the love and attention. But there have been guys all year, Parker, that need some recognition for putting together seasons that you maybe have not seen or not heard of. And that's why we thought we would come up with our own awards, Parker. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. They're strange, and the whole point was we wanted to, like, if you do like a late night baseball MVP award, it's just going to go to like Cal Raleigh and the same
Yeah.
dudes that have been leading the discussion for the entire year. So we decided to go with awards that let us talk about players that impressed us, and were the best at not necessarily being the best. Um, and I don't know any other way to explain that, but it'll make more sense once we start getting into it.
Absolutely. So we are handing out four awards today. Parker and I are giving you our four award winners. We have four awards that we're going to get to in more detail in a second, but they are the Goody Two Wins Award. You're already like, what the
Mm-hmm.
hell are these guys doing? The Goody Two Wins Award. We have the Workhorse Award. We have the Prom King Season Award. Again, what are these guys doing? We'll get into it. And then lastly, the Vibes Award, because if you followed us at all in the last year, you know we're all about the vibes. Okay. So
Yep.
we're going to start, Parker, at the very top. We're going to start with the Goody Two Wins Award. Now, what is this award? Okay. So the Goody Two Wins Award is a player that accumulated two WAR. Okay, this season. And he just plays the game the right way. It's a two-win war guy or two-war guy that's been on the team, plays some good D, a great contributor, someone who, you should probably know about because the stats are solid. So, Goody Two Wins Award winner for Parker for 2025. Who'd you pick?
Old friend of yours, current friend of mine, Romy Gonzalez. And I really didn't want to pick a Red Sox
Ooh,
player for this because I feel like I'm always a guy that picks like the Red Sox guy, and that's just kind of my role in the show.
Homer.
But as I'm scrolling through, and I knew, I just went to the WAR leaderboard and I just looked from the guys who were at like 1.9 WAR to like 2.7 WAR. I was just looking at that group of people.
Yeah.
And it's called the Goody Two Wins Award. So I went with the guy that had 2.0 B WAR this past season in Romy Gonzalez. And because I'm able to speak on what he brought to the team, I want to rant about this guy for a little bit. He hit 9 home runs, but look at his slash line. His slash line is 305, 343, 483, which is an 826 OPS. An 826 OPS for a 123 WRC plus from a guy that nobody really counted on being really much of a contributor to this Red Sox team. Turns out he contributed a ton. He played 58 games at first base, 42 games at second base, 5 games at DH, and even played a couple games at third base. He was all over the infield. He was a big vibes guy. Did you see like the Red Sox like postseason slogan was tremendously locked in?
Yes. Yeah.
So do you know where that came from?
No.
Romy like had a big hit. Maybe it was a walk-off or something like that earlier in the season. And they were on the 10-game win streak going into the All-Star break. And Jemai Webster, the sideline reporter for the Red Sox, goes up to Romy, goes, "Hey, how are you guys doing? You guys look like you're really locked in lately." And he goes, "Oh yeah, we're tremendously locked in." And the next day they're wearing the shirts. Like it was a whole thing. So Romy's where tremendously locked in came from. A couple little stats that got me all excited while I was looking at his Savant page: 99th percentile hard hit percentage and a 95th percentile average exit velocity. He was definitely just supposed to be a bench guy, maybe not even a roster guy, maybe even a minor league guy for the entire season. But then Casas goes down with the torn patella tendon, and he becomes a massive part of this team. He wound up hitting not with a 978 OPS against lefties this season. He was like the 7th best hitter against lefties in all of baseball. So my Goody Two Wins award going to go to Romy Gonzalez, the other Roman on the Red Sox that nobody talks enough about.
Love that. Solid pick. Solid pick. Parker, For my Goody Two Wins award, I'm going to Milwaukee because it's been a magical season in Milwaukee,
It
and
has.
they have not done it without players like Caleb Durbin. Caleb Durbin, Milwaukee third baseman. You may remember Caleb Durbin because he was part of the Devin Williams trade. You'll remember last offseason that the Yankees traded they traded Caleb Durbin and Nestor Cortez to the Milwaukee Brewers for Devin Williams. And this season, Durbin has been one of those players that has just been that consistent, giving you the same thing every day. 2.6 war, 11 home runs. He's got a 256, 333, 387 slash, 105 WRC plus. Now, you're probably saying, well, Anthony, 105 WRC plus, that's something special. Give me 105, a team of 105 to 110 WRC plus guys, 9 guys down the lineup. I'll take that every day, twice on Sunday.
He's
That
also, I
is the
mean,
consistency.
if he's got a 105 WRC plus and he's got 2.6 WAR, it means he's playing really good defense.
That is exactly right. So you look at his defense, he's in the 75th percentile on outs above average. He is a plus base runner. We're talking 95th percentile or
Yep.
above in in the base running metrics, 95 percentile or above in squared up rate, guys, with percentage, K percentage. This is a guy who puts together a good at bat and makes it difficult for pitchers. Okay. He is one of those scrappy guys that pitchers are going to have to pitch in the zone because he is not going to
Mhm.
swing at garbage, which is such a over the years, I think it's a devalued skill and it's finally coming back. These teams want guys like that. So I look at him with a 9.9 K rate, and I absolutely love what he brings to Milwaukee. And if I'm the Brewers, I'm sitting here going, well, thank God I got Caleb Durbin for Devin Williams because Nestor Cortez is no longer with them. They traded him to the Padres during the trade deadline. So this is the one thing they got back in the Devin Williams deal that looks like it's actually working out for them. So Caleb Durbin, congratulations. Goody Two Shoes award for you.
I love it. That's a good one. I like that. I love that we have a defender, like a good defender on there. I know Romy played a bunch of defensive positions, but I think he's a like average to just below average defender. I'm glad that Caleb Durbin. I love the leather, and let's keep highlighting some
Yeah.
guys who know how to flash it.
Love that. Love that. The Workhorse Award is the next award. This goes to pitchers. So, the whole point of the Workhorse Award is to acknowledge a pitcher that has been reliable all season, a pitcher that has been under the radar, who has racked up innings for their team and has been reliable for 162. Parker, who's your Workhorse Award winner?
Yeah, so I think we didn't even say this, but I think you and I both had in mind like the guy has to make 30 starts. You're not really a
Yeah.
workhorse unless you're making 30 starts. And both of us have guys that made over 30 starts, and both of them cleared the 160 innings mark, which kind of like is the modern day equivalent of the like innings eater. Back in the day, it was like
Yeah.
240, like,
200.
like it was crazy. But like a
Yeah.
good innings eater is a guy that I think I picked one myself. 32 games started, 182 and a third innings pitched. I'm talking about Robbie Ray of the San Francisco Giants. And this is a guy that's won a Cy Young. He has won a Cy Young in the past. He wears the tightest pants in MLB. And, he had a bit of a resurgence because the last couple years, ever since signing that contract in San Francisco, it has not been good for Robbie Ray. And this was kind of his bounce back season. I don't know if it was just having Justin Verlander in the clubhouse, or maybe Robbie Ray doesn't need a Justin Verlander around to know what to do. But for somebody who really needed a good season, it was really cool to see him put up a 3.65 ERA, get back into the All-Star game, and then just eat up a bunch of innings for a Giants team that made it interesting down the playoff stretch. They did underperform, I think, their expectations, but they kind of were right in line with everyone else's expectations. And Robbie Ray was a big part of them actually being even in the hunt toward the end of the season. So it was really good for him, really cool for me to see him kind of getting back to form and being the Robbie Ray that we remember from his Mariners days and even a little bit in his Blue Jays days.
I love that pick. Robbie Ray is one of those players that he just seems to like ebb and flow. Like anytime Robbie Ray has a bad season or two, he finds his way back to being Robbie Ray. Don't know why or
Mm-hmm.
how, but he does. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Robbie Ray. I love the pants. I don't know why. Those tight pants do it for me. They're so funny.
Oh my goodness, Parker. Mine might take a little might take people by surprise. Um, I'm going to go to Minnesota because Parker, not much went well in Minnesota in 2025, and they're
Nope.
looking in the rearview mirror, thinking, "What in the heck did we do?" But one thing did go well for them, and they had a man by the name of Joe Ryan in their starting rotation. He did start 30 games. He pitched 166 innings, accumulated a 3.2 WAR. But here's where it gets interesting: 10.3 Ks per nine, a smidge over 2 walks per nine. That's ninth in Major League Baseball, and a
Yep.
3.36 ERA, which is 17th in Major League Baseball. Now, I love this award because the point is to give it to someone again who doesn't get enough attention. And I'm willing to bet most baseball fans out there don't know much about Joe Ryan. And I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you at 29, you and I have talked about this, we're in this kind of era of pitching where a lot of guys aren't figuring it out until they're 30. And I do
Yeah.
think with these peripherals, we may be talking about someone like Joe Ryan next year and the year after,
Mm-hmm.
where he is going to be a premier starter in this league. And I think he's just scratching the surface. So he is my workhorse award of the year.
Joe Ryan, future Boston Red Sox.
he, for some reason, that makes a lot of sense. You have to say no more.
So he, during the trade deadline, I don't know if you followed it. I certainly was. The Red Sox were in talks up until the wire for Joe
Yep.
Ryan, and it sounded like, I think, Christian Campbell. They wanted Christian Campbell in the package, and Christian Campbell is. We can talk all day about whether or not his ceiling is where the Red Sox have his ceiling currently set at, but he's also locked down for the next 8 years. So that was,
Yeah.
I would assume, the reason why they didn't want to trade him away for a Joe Ryan, who I think has one more year of control before hitting free agency. Um, I think if you can pull a crochet and grab a Joe Ryan and extend him, that'd be awesome for Boston. But yeah, no, as far as the pick goes, this past season, Joe Ryan, it was just another Joe Ryan season. Like, this is kind of what he
Yeah.
rolls out of bed and does. 166 innings pitched and a 10.3 K per nine. Those are like, once you hit that 10 K per nine, that is like number one. And that's kind of what he
Yeah.
was the entire season. So I'm glad he gets the workhorse award because he was exactly that for this Twins team. He was kind of the bright spot. He's the one guy that, like, if you're a Twins fan, I don't need to describe this to you. You already know. If you're buying tickets to go to a Twins game, I would bet money you check to see if Joe Ryan is projected to be the starter because that's the guy you want to go see. So yeah, no, I really like the pick.
Parker, this next award may be my favorite because how
It's
ridiculous
my
it is. So,
favorite.
Parker, I'll tell you what, Parker. We all went to high school, right? There's that prom king, the prom king voted in whatever, and that's the dude, right? The football player,
Mm-hmm.
right? The popular kid. But then you go like 5 years later, everyone graduates, and maybe they're still living at home with mom. Maybe they're
Yeah, he's
struggling.
like the
Maybe
clerk
that
at the
was
gas
their
station.
yeah, like that. When he won prom king, that was the high of high. Like he was living the dream, and that was his one year where everything went right. And then ever since, it's just been a pile of crap. Well, guess what?
Yep.
We took that and we made it into an award. And so the Prom King Season Award is the player who had out of nowhere an outstanding season. And we sure hope it's not a one and done. We hope it's not his Prom King year. And we hope he just rides off into the sunset with more good years ahead of him. So,
Mm-hmm.
Parker,
One thing I
who's
want
your
to throw
Prom
out
King?
there. Well, one
Yeah.
thing I want to throw out there is when I pitched this award to you, the example I gave was Jaron Duran in 2024. When Jaron Duran put up 9 WAR last season, I think
Yes.
everybody knew that was the best season he was ever going to have. So that was
Good
like the
point.
inspiration for this award, where it's like, I hope that there's guys out there having great seasons that are going to continue to have great seasons, that it's not the only one they ever have. My pick for this award for this season is actually a guy I had to pick between two players on the same team, and I ended up going with Kyle Stowers from the Miami Marlins. He put up 3.6 WAR, a 288, 368, 544 slash for a 912 OPS and a 149 WRC plus on a Mariners team that really needed all of that production to be the better than we thought team that they were this year. He's only got just over 1 year of MLB service time. So this was truly like his breakout rookie campaign. And I think that this is like, hopefully the bar for him. I hope that he continues to grow. Like we could start seeing him put up 4 or 5 WAR seasons, and if he's doing that, he's going to be a perennial All-Star guy. This guy might retire with 5 All-Stars if he continues to put up numbers like this. It seems like the sky's the limit for him and for this whole Mariners franchise. Xavier Edwards was the other guy that I was considering putting as my prom king season, but I think that we know that Xavier Edwards is the 3.1 WAR guy that he has been. So yeah, Kyle Stowers, really impressed by him, really impressed by this Marlins team as a whole, and I hope that Marlins baseball becomes something we're talking about more.
I mean, I sure hope so. I hope, in 3 years he's not just traded to a contending team, which the Marlins love to do. So we'll see.
That's probably
I'm
likely.
Dude, I don't know why. I hate on them. I hate's a strong word. I shit on the Marlins a lot and I shouldn't. I'm sorry. But proof's in the pudding. Until I'm proven otherwise, you're the Marlins and you're gonna get strays. Just what it is.
Yeah,
So
there it is. There it
all
is.
right. My Prom King season award is going to Rockies catcher Hunter Goodman. All right. So, like Kyle Stowers in Miami, this is a guy who's put up numbers on a not very good team. This guy has, as a catcher, okay, he did have some starts at
Mhm.
DH, but as a catcher primarily, he played 144 games, 31 homers, 91 RBI. He slashed 278. 323 and a slug of 520. Love that. For a 118 weighted runs created plus and ultimately 3.4 WAR. Now, here is what really caught my eye with Hunter Goodman this season. Of 34 catchers with 300 or more plate appearances, he was third in RBI, fourth in average, third in slugging. He led all catchers with hard contact percentage at 43.8. Love that. And he was second in all catchers in home runs, second only to a guy you may have heard of, Cal Raleigh. So
Mhm.
this guy very quietly, guys, put up an awesome offensive season as a catcher. That 3.4 WAR, you're probably like, wow, those are good stats. 3.4 WAR, well, it was weighed down by his defense, right? So he is
Mhm.
below average caught stealing. He has below average pop time as a catcher. I suspect that there is more ahead for Hunter Goodman. I think his defense is a work in progress, but you cannot lie that the offense is there. And we talk about being in an era where we're getting a resurgence of offensive catchers. He's part of that, and it's been very fun to watch him this year.
That's awesome. I'm gonna look him up real quick on Savant because I want to know what his framing is like. Because if Hunter Goodman has bad framing, and that's
He
also part.
he has good framing. He has good framing.
Man, so I almost want him to have bad framing. And why do I say that? Well, what is the one
Yeah,
defensive metric that is going to become less important next season and could get a boost from ABS? It's framing. So Hunter
correct.
Goodman could theoretically, and it's only 69th percentile, so he has room to improve there as well. I'm not typically in the boat of thinking that a catcher can improve their defense after a certain point. There's not a lot of catchers that are going from average to better than average or below average to average as a catcher, kind of getting what you've got as a catcher. It's such a hard position to
Yeah.
improve upon just because your body's under so much toll. However, I would like to point out, I love the pick. I want to point out that a guy who hit 31 home runs only has a 118 WRC plus, and I don't think that that's a knock on Hunter Goodman. One thing I want to
No.
point out is how cool the WRC plus stat is because Hunter Goodman plays at Coors Field and WRC
Yes.
plus is park adjusted. And I think it's so cool. You
Yes.
can literally see it reflected in the number. Now, it sounds like I've been shitting on Hunter Goodman since you gave him your award. I love it. I absolutely love it. First of all, I love when catchers get awards. I love offensive catchers. I like the Rockies as much as they stink. And Hunter Goodman was actually like genuinely a bright spot for that team all year, even if it was one of the worst seasons in baseball history. So yeah, I love the pick. Big fan.
Now the last award, folks, the last award is what we just call the Vibes Award. And this is not a stat heavy award. This is all about the feels for us. This is an award that goes to anyone in baseball that just brought the good baseball vibes in 2025. They made the game better, they made the game exciting, and they're worth talking about and mentioning. Parker, who is your Vibes Award for 2025?
I got to go with J. Willie Jacob Wilson for the Sacramento Athletics. Just an all-time cool rookie talent. Like I think he's going to be a really, really good player for a long time moving forward. His father was Jack Wilson, famously of the Pirates. There's this really cool clip of like uh Jacob throwing the first pitch to his dad when he was a kid, and then his dad throwing the first pitch to Jacob now that Jacob's in the big leagues, which I find super cool. And I wanted to specifically highlight Jacob Wilson because he's one of the cooler players in baseball in that he is a 7.5 walk percentage in all of MLB, which is like, okay, I'll give you a guess. Who do you think leads MLB? It's not Jacob Wilson, but who do you think leads MLB in or excuse me, it was 7.5 strikeout percentage. That's what I meant to say. I'm messing all my stuff up. Who do you think leads MLB in least strikeouts?
In leash strikeouts.
When you hear the name, you're gonna be
Um,
like, oh,
is it Luis Arias?
it is Luis Ariz, and Luis Ariz strikes out like
Yeah.
3.5% of the time. Number two in all of MLB, Jacob Wilson. So it is double Ariz's rate. But for a rookie to come
It's
out
impressive.
and only strike out 7.5% of the time and drive the ball the way that Jacob Wilson has, I think he's going to be super fun to watch. And the reason I picked him is because I don't think he's going to get nearly enough love because Nick Kurtz was just one of the best rookies we've ever seen this past year. And he's going to get the Rookie of the Year award, presumably for the AL. And Jacob Wilson looked like it was his award to grab. Like it looked like it was free and clear his award until his teammate came up and gave him a run for his
Yeah.
money. So congrats to Jacob Wilson on a fantastic rookie season. Congrats to him on the vibes he brings to the ballpark. I can't wait to see him next year.
Oh, that's a great pick. I loved watching him play all season. Him and Nick Kurtz, man, they brought so much energy to that A's team, and I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to seeing them in 2026. I think they're going to surprise some people.
Yeah, I know. I did you see the new uniforms?
Sure did. That was
Yeah, the
clever. Nice little
Sacramento
nod. I like
uniforms.
that. I
Yeah.
like that. It's the least they can do. That's great.
Yeah, well, they live there, so might as well put it on your chest, right?
Exactly. Well, Parker, my vibes award. This probably won't surprise anyone, but I'm gonna go with PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong here in Chicago, and here's why. When we talk about having this game appeal to the younger generation and keeping this game going. Pete Crow Armstrong is a great kind of poster boy for that. He is
Mm-hmm.
exciting. He has energy. He's bringing speed and 6'7" tool athleticism back to the sport like we've never seen before. And I can tell you, just being here in the Chicagoland area, knowing being around Cubs fans, I don't think people have been so excited about a player since Chris Bryant because of
Wow.
this guy's tool. Yeah, because of his personality, because of what he's bringing to this club. You look at what he did this season, and overall, he had a solid season, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
31 home runs, 95 RBI, stealing bases left and right. He's 99th percentile in all the base running categories. He
Mm-hmm.
did only hit 247. You don't love that, but I really do think this is just a building block season for him. Like he did not make a lot of hard contact this year. He did strike out a lot, especially down the stretch, and he did struggle at the end of the season. However, the talent's there, the energy is there, and the vibes are 100% there for PCA.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's great. You know who PCA reminds me of, and I think he could do the whole 40-40 thing is Alfonso Soriano. I think the power
Oh,
speed, good defense. Like I think he brings a lot of Alfonso Soriano vibes. I think that he is one of the most exciting players in MLB. I'm not joking, dude. I think about that time he scored from second when we were at Sloan Park all like once a
yes.
week. It was
Yes.
electric. It was easily the most electric play we witnessed in a spring training game. Like we went to
Yes.
4 games, and that was easily the craziest thing we saw. And everybody was like on their feet screaming at a spring training game about it. It was super cool. I love PCA. Like I said, him and Bobby Witt, my two favorite players in baseball. Absolutely agree with the award.
Parker, that was fun. You know what? This is going to be the first annual late night baseball awards, and maybe next year we'll mix it up. We'll throw another one, another couple in there. But these for sure, winners.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of these for sure. Prom King is hilarious to me.
Oh, it's hilarious. We're definitely keep Prom King going. So hey, players, 2026, Don't have a prom king season. Keep it going. Keep it going.